Which 125cc is actually fast? Today I'm showing you the top 5 from the 1000 PS lap time table. Yes, across our 1000 PS lap time videos, I have now ridden more than 120 motorcycles in total here on the Supermoto circuit near Bad Fischau. The 1000 PS headquarters are located in Wiener Neustadt, so it is only a few kilometers away. Of course, there are also several 125 models in the list that unfortunately end up in the rear third or even the rear quarter of the results. That is simply because all the big displacement monsters and the expensive €20,000 motorcycles are further up the table. But when I extract everything with a 125 cubic centimeter engine from this table, you can clearly see which tires work well in this displacement class, which motorcycles perform well, and how wide the range of lap times actually is. I find that fascinating. Some motorcycles appear quite similar, yet out on the track in real-world riding, they deliver surprisingly different lap times that many people would not expect. So which motorcycles are included? Aprilia RS 125, Husqvarna Svartpilen 125, Honda Monkey, Honda Dax, Honda Super Cub, Yamaha R125 and Yamaha MT125. Those are the bikes represented in this lap time table. You can always find the full table at the end of my lap time videos. Let us go through it step by step. For example, it is a bit of a shame that the Husqvarna Svartpilen 125 only made it to 6th place. It runs an off-road oriented tire, a semi-off-road tire, the Pirelli Scorpion Rally SDR. It is a good road tire, but of course it does not deliver the same performance as a pure street tire further up the ranking. In my mind, the Svartpilen is an incredibly lively and cool motorcycle, but this slightly off-road biased tire is a small drawback, and that is why it could not compete with the bikes further ahead. On the other hand, I found it a bit strange that the Aprilia RS 125 only ranked 7th in my 125 table and is a full 4 seconds slower than another supersport motorcycle in first place. When I sit on the Aprilia RS 125, it always feels incredibly fast and extremely good, but apparently it comes equipped with a Michelin Pilot Street tire. So, do the sporty features and sporty graphics create the impression of higher performance than what is actually there? Or was it simply my own personal limitation in handling the motorcycle? But enough rambling, let us start with 5th place. In 5th place we have a very unusual motorcycle, the new RQi model year 2025. It was fitted with Pirelli Diablo Rosso 3 tires. I rode it at an asphalt temperature of 39 degrees and set a lap time of 1 minute 15.16. Two aspects are worth mentioning here. Aspect number 1, Niu is an electric motorcycle and scooter manufacturer, and they have mounted Pirelli Diablo Rosso 3 motorcycle tires on their A1 125 model. These are genuinely excellent tires. On many other bikes, you often see brands like V-Rubber or Maxxis or other names I can barely pronounce. Some of those are rather exotic options. Here, however, we are talking about a premium tire product. And some of you may know this little trick, which is completely legal. In the 125 class, the A1 license category, the power limit of 11 kilowatts is defined as continuous power. Electric motorcycles, however, are allowed to deliver a higher peak output for short periods as long as the continuous power does not exceed 11 kilowatts. Torque, by the way, is not limited at all. Because of that, in terms of motor performance, the new RQi is clearly superior to the other motorcycles. It feels genuinely strong. For riders who only have an A1 license but still want something really fast, this bike is a serious alternative. On the downside, electric vehicles usually have a small disadvantage. They tend to push slightly over the front because the battery pack adds weight. That is a known issue. But in the case of the new, this disadvantage is obviously compensated to a large extent. It manages to leave motorcycles like the Aprilia RS 125, the Husqvarna Svartpilen, Zontes models, and even the Honda Monkey behind. I find that fascinating. And once again, it is worth emphasizing that this motorcycle also came equipped with one of the best tires in the entire field. Yes, 4th place. 4th place is fascinating. Suzuki GSX R125, model year 2023. It was fitted with Dunlop D102 tires at an asphalt temperature of 31 degrees. I remember the bike feeling relatively unspectacular to me. It felt a bit too compact, small and agile, yes, but also a little nervous. And when I later saw the lap time result of 1 minute 15.1, I honestly had to admit that I was surprised. On the Aprilia, I would have felt much faster in the saddle. The Suzuki is simply unspectacular. For taller riders like me, it might feel a bit on the small side, but the performance speaks for itself. An absolutely impressive lap time, very far up the list. Overall, it ranks at position 107, meaning it even manages to beat several motorcycles with much larger displacement. A big surprise, really. Now, the biggest surprise of all is third place. In third place, we have the Honda MSX 125, model year 2021. It is equipped with a high-quality tire as well, the Pirelli Diablo Rosso scooter. This is particularly interesting. We have various Honda 125 models in the table, but of all bikes, the MSX is clearly faster than all the others. For example, the Honda DAX 125, with its rather odd gearbox layout, sets a lap time of 1 minute 21.7, which is about 7 seconds slower. The Honda Super Cub is significantly slower as well, and the Honda Monkey is also clearly slower. The MSX 125 does not just look funny, not just playful, and not just sporty. In practice, on a compact circuit, it is genuinely fast. It is quicker than a Suzuki GSX-S, quicker than a KTM 125 Duke, and also quicker than a Husqvarna Svartpilen. Once again, it runs proper tires, the Pirelli Diablo Rosso scooter. I rode it to a lap time of 1 minute 14.9, just a few tenths away from second place, but with a clear and respectable gap to first place. Now let us move on to second place, ladies and gentlemen. The second fastest one, 25 in our 1000 PS lap time table. I have ridden more than 120 motorcycles in total, and in second place, we find a motorcycle that many fans probably expected. High quality, solid hardware, a very well-rounded product. The Yamaha MT-125 model year 2021. It was fitted with Michelin Pilot Street tires, and I rode it at an asphalt temperature of 31 degrees. This MT-125 truly feels like a proper naked bike. When I get off it, I feel like I have just stepped off a real naked motorcycle, not a 125. That sets it apart from other 125 naked bikes, like those from Kawasaki or Suzuki, for example. Those tend to feel more twitchy, less mature, not as grown up. The MT-125 feels like a full-sized, serious motorcycle, and I really appreciate that. And the fact that Yamaha's seriousness in developing this product translates directly into a lap time of 1 minute 14.7 is something I find fantastic. There are always discussions about which bike is faster than which, but this result speaks very clearly. The MT-125 is around 2 seconds faster than a Duke, about 3 seconds faster than a GSX-S 125, and also around 3 seconds faster than a Z125. That lines up perfectly with my real-world riding experience as well. On the road, in everyday use, the MT-125 is technologically a very, very strong product. Some people might prefer different colors or designs, and that is fine. But the lap time table does not lie. I am a relatively consistent rider, and I hope I have managed to put an end to at least a few of your favorite barroom debates with these results. And with that, the barroom debate is clearly settled. What is the fastest 125 on the market? Because first place crossed the finish line with a 2-second advantage and delivered absolutely convincing quality. For me, for the lap time table, for the stopwatch, and for the start recording, there is a guaranteed number one, the fastest 125 on the market. We are talking about the Yamaha R125. I rode the model year 2023. The later model years are in no way worse, quite the opposite. The bike was fitted with Dunlop Sport Max Q light tires at an asphalt temperature of 31 degrees. What is fascinating is that it has a slightly compact seating position, but not to the point where I constantly think this is just a toy and that I, as an adult man, feel out of place. It has a high-quality gearbox, a cool engine, good suspension components, a solid chassis, and excellent line stability. This is a motorcycle where, while riding, I felt like I was on a real motorcycle, even though it is technically only a 125. You focus on the corner exit, you aim for the apex. You really try to ride precisely and with effort. You are not just trying to somehow wrestle the bike sloppily from one direction change to the next. With this sport bike, you genuinely have the opportunity to ride clean lines and follow a clear plan. You think about how to get around the circuit as fast as possible. It does not feel like a random result, which can sometimes be the case with more playful motorcycles, where you are basically riding around the track, hoping nothing scrapes, hoping you do not end up in the ditch, and hoping you somehow make it through the corner. It feels like a sporty motorcycle, not a race bike, of course. It is still a machine that is suitable for everyday use. And because of that, the result of 1 minute 12.3, more than 2 seconds faster than second place, is, in my opinion, a crystal clear outcome. It gets my seal of approval. This is the fastest 125, the Yamaha R125. And to all owners, congratulations on an excellent choice. Of course, the haters are welcome to complain in the comments, saying I did something wrong on another bike, or feel free to defend your own motorcycles. One more thing will be exciting. By now, I have already ridden the Beta 125 Supermoto. We have not released the video yet, and the lap time is not public either. But that bike was also incredibly fast. I am very curious to see whether it might claim a new first place. You can definitely look forward to that video. All subscribers will get it served in advance, of course. Have fun with it, and let us see whether the number one will be knocked off its throne.